Okay, so AI, right? Everyone's talking about it.
It really is everywhere.
Yeah. And not just like the Terminator stuff.
Right.
Although we'll get to that.
Of course, of course.
But this article you sent, it's about AI that's already out there.
Absolutely already impacting our lives.
Like, get this, diagnosing diseases before you even know you're sick.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Imagine, right. Instead of reacting to being sick, we're staying ahead of it.
That's the promise of AI in healthcare.
Blew my mind a little bit, I'll be honest. But, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
This same tech, the disease predicting stuff, it's the same tech in those self-driving car accidents we keep hearing about.
You see, that's the thing about AI. It's a tool.
Oh, for sure. Powerful tool.
And like any tool, you can use it for good or well.
Not so good.
Exactly. It's about responsible development, responsible use.
Okay, so responsible use. How do we even start with that? Because this article, it dives into this whole AI bias thing.
Right, right.
And honestly, it's a little creepy.
I understand the concern. The thing is, these AI systems,
Yeah.
they learn from data.
Right.
And if we're that data, if it reflects our own biases,
Oh, wow.
the AI, it just picks it up. Doesn't know any better.
So it's not like the AI is out to get anybody. It's just
Learning?
learning our bad habits.
Precisely.
Okay.
Think about it. A company, they've always had, say, mostly men in charge.
Right, right.
Now they're using AI to hire for those same top jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But the data, it's all about those past male leaders.
Oh, I see what you mean.
The AI, it might keep promoting that same pattern, unintentionally.
It's like those AI pictures everyone was sharing. The CEOs, all men. Because that's what it had to work with.
Exactly. It reflects back what it's learned, even if it's not the whole picture.
Makes you think. And speaking of information, this AI and privacy thing,
Huge issue.
it's a whole other level.
We're talking about more data than ever before. And AI, it lives on data.
Right. Like the article talked about facial recognition. They're using it already.
Powerful technology.
It's Big Brother, but with better tech.
Again, it's how it's used. The tech itself isn't good or bad. It's about the rules, the oversight.
True, true. It's a tough one, right? Because on the one hand, maybe it stops crime, saves lives even. But then you're giving up privacy for that.
That's the core question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line? And that's a conversation we all need to be a part of.
Seriously, where do we draw that line? What matters to us, as people?
Values. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Ultimately, how do our values shape the way we use AI? Because it's going to be powerful no matter what.
Okay, so we've got this crazy powerful tool and kind of a moral mess to figure out alongside it.
And the stakes are high.
High is an understatement. It's like trying to write the rule book while you're playing the game.
In a way, yes. And the
Mhm.
whole world is watching, participating. What we decide about AI now, it's going to shape everything that comes next. It's a lot of responsibility figuring it all out.
Mm-hmm.
And this black box problem that the article mentions, it's a big one.
Yeah, the AI making these huge decisions, but even the people who made it are like, not sure how it got there.
Precisely. And the lack of transparency.
Who do you even blame when something goes wrong?
It's a crucial question. Imagine you apply for a loan, right?
Right, relatable.
But an algorithm rejects you. Don't you want to know why?
100%. Like, what did I screw up?
Were there even any errors? Or was it just the AI's decision?
It'd be infuriating. Just computer says no, end of story.
And it's not just loans. Think bigger. Medical diagnoses, insurance claims,
Oh, man.
even parole decisions. These systems, they're being used in life-altering situations.
So, okay, what do we do? How do we make the AI explain itself?
That's where we get into explainable AI, designing these systems so they can, lay it out clearly.
Like, here's how I came to this conclusion step by step.
Even for people who aren't, coding whizzes.
So it's like a translator for AI. So we can actually trust it, maybe.
Exactly. Accountability builds trust. If we can see the reasoning, even if an AI makes a mistake.
You can at least be like, all right, I get it, rather than what just happened. And speaking of things people worry about, AI taking our job.
Ah, yes. The robots are coming.
The article, it goes there a little bit. How worried should we be? Should I be updating my resume right now?
It's not as simple as, robots replacing everyone.
Okay, phew.
What's more likely is a shift. Some jobs, AI will definitely take over, but new ones will emerge.
So less about jobs disappearing, more about them transforming.
Exactly. Think back. When ATMs were new, everyone thought bank tellers were done for.
Interesting. I never thought of that.
But did that happen? No. Tellers adapted.
Became more about the human interaction, right? The stuff AI can't do as well.
Exactly. AI takes the routine tasks. humans. We get to use our creativity, our empathy, the things that make us human.
I like the sound of that. But we got to be ready for it, right? Like, learn new skills, be adaptable.
Lifelong learning, that's key. It's not about resisting the tide, it's learning to surf it.
This whole conversation feels like that, actually. How do we ride this AI wave?
And that brings us to maybe the most important point. It's not just about the tech, it's about us, our values.
What do we want our future to look like with AI in it?
Because AI will be there in some form. We decide what kind of future that's going to be.
Whoa. It's like we're holding up a mirror, not to ourselves now, but to the future us.
Yeah.
Intense. So how do we make sure we're proud of what we see? It's almost like we're making choices that have never had to be made before.
And that's exactly it. We don't have all the answers, but we have to start asking the right questions. This isn't some distant future, it's now.
So where do we even begin?
Well, the article mentions ethical guidelines, and that's a good place to start. I mean, what does that even mean, right?
Yeah, it sounds like one of those vague things people say.
But it's about turning those good intentions into, well, rules.
All right, so like actual rules for building and using AI.
Exactly. Like, is this AI fair? Can we understand what it's doing? Are people's rights being respected?
So kind of like guardrails to make sure AI is used for the right reason.
Exactly. We don't just build bridges without any rules, hoping for the best. There are standards for a reason.
Makes sense. But who makes those rules for AI? Is it like the government? Or
It's got to be everyone, really. Governments, for sure, setting the ground rules. But tech companies, they need to be building this stuff the right way from the start. And researchers, they got to keep looking at the big picture, how this is affecting society.
It's a group effort.
And even more than that, it comes down to us, individuals, too.
Okay, so what can, like, our listener do right here, right now, to be a part of this?
Stay informed. Don't just tune it out because it sounds too complicated. Ask questions. Figure out what companies are building AI you believe in. And if you don't, speak up.
It's like they always say, the only way bad things happen is if good people don't do anything.
Exactly.
Right.
We've got to be engaged. We can't just let the future of AI happen to us.
We're writing the story right now, it sounds like.
And that's a powerful thought, isn't it? The future of AI, it's not set in stone. It's being written right now by all of us.
I love that. Okay, I think that's a perfect place to wrap up this deep dive. You heard it here first, folks. The future is unwritten, and we all have a hand in shaping it. If this got you thinking, definitely check out the full article. We'll link to it in the show notes. Until next time, keep those questions coming and stay curious.